Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How is everyone? How is everyone? Okay, my audio's working. Turn this other phone back on. One person has signed on. The surveillance team. Oh god. I'm working with this new microphone. Well, I've had it for about 2 months now, but because I have so many things I have to do, there's always a delay when it comes to getting stuff done. But I hope everybody's well. I hope you're safe. I hope you're hydrated. And I hope that today has met you well. And I hope you're all good. And I always say that, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Excluding any of the S bags that that I have unfortunately crossed paths with. But other than that, everybody else, peace and blessings. Yeah, I got this microphone, Mayono. It's actually pretty cool. I have the other one also. I have the small one because I'm a journalist. I'm an editor to interview people and get their feedback on different topics that affect us all. Come on, what's up with this phone? Hello, hello. But today was mild. It's a cooler day, and okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. No, I don't want to shut this off. Why is this doing that? No, no, no. The audio has to go on. We're going to be getting a front. A front is heading our way, and that's why we had this change in temperature. So be prepared. And there's a bug out. There's a new bug. Well, they have the hantavirus, and then there's something else, but they're not discussing it. So when you're out in public, and then when you return to your residence or wherever you're staying, a good thing to do is rinse out your nasal cavity with hydrogen peroxide and water, because it'll cleanse out any of the bacteria that you have inhaled. And there's a lot of stuff out here, stuff that is well, I got a strong feeling that there's going to be another COVID-like thing that's heading our way. And mark my words, I predicted COVID before it came. Right before it came. That's when I went out and I took the husband's ashes and I scattered them out in the desert by myself because, well, I wasn't dealing with those people. Then they did their own thing. Peace and blessings. But anyway, that's some poetry I'm going to read. Oh, first off, do you ever hear of, I don't speak to people on here. Yeah, okay. Seeds being planted when people say stuff to you and they drop little morsels, and they say stuff to you, and then you're like, huh? Huh? Eat it! Archie! And they plant seeds. So I say that because you have to really keep your ears open for when people are speaking, because they'll say stuff to you and you kind of like, sometimes, like a lot of times, especially in our society with all the distractions that we have, where there's so much noise and there's so many, like, there's like 20,000 things going on, and you just try to put everything together and just, make a uniform type of sense out of things. Years ago, my husband told me a story when he finally started taking the metro, and he said some guy got on the train, and the guy was well dressed. I sat next to him, and then the guy struck up a conversation, and the guy was asking him for money. And I was like, did you move and tell the guy to go F himself and get away from you? He's like, no, the guy talked the whole way. The guy was asking you for money the entire way on the train. Yeah. That's a seed. That was a seed. Secrets and lies. But, yeah. And for your family, you know what? May you, for lying to me and for being the way that you were, may God bless you all. May God bless you all. Yeah. Can't change genetics, people. You cannot change genetics. Speaking of which, when I was diagnosed with the hypothyroid, my husband said, oh, that's because you have bad genes. I said, okay, bad genes. His cholesterol was over 400. I have bad genes. Okay. All right. Anyway, here's a poem that I wrote. Pedos wearing speedos with strong libidos for little girls. Imposters on the roster serving fake crab, calling it lobster. We know them, right? We know these fake people. Lying husbands with kissing cousins. You can find them by the dozen. Purify the race with genetic disgrace. Planting seeds, dropping lines, sharing secrets you try to hide. Yep. But other than that, I'm still here and I survived. Survived all this, the shit that I got into. Years ago, I still had my apartment in Manhattan, and I had somebody that was staying there, and I had to get some stuff because I was going to close up the apartment, which I regret doing that, but what are you going to do? I had to go, my husband was working at the shop where they were fabricating stuff for the different jobs. He knew I was coming down there. I get to the shop in the South Bronx, Hunts Point Avenue, coming from Wappinger Falls. So it's like, at that point, that's about a 55-mile ride. He didn't want to let me in. He did not want to let me in the shop. I go to the door and he's got his foot. I'm like, what are you doing? I got to go use the bathroom. Oh, the boss don't want nobody here. I said, what? I said, I don't GAF about what the boss wants. I have to go use the bathroom. Yeah, shady people. Shady people. Mind your business. That's what the point is. Mind your business. All right? Mind your business. I don't talk to people. I don't answer questions. Um, so women and men, if you are with someone who lies to you, like I said, the lies will stack up. The lies will stack up, and you have built a foundation that's made of sand, because there is no foundation when you're with a liar. There is no foundation, because their sole goal is for what their needs are. So protect yourself, keep your money separate, and if you are in a situation like what I was in, find the door. Really find the door. Don't stay stuck. Don't stay stuck, because now by staying, but by well, that was me being Edith, me trying to think like everything was going to be like, oh, it'll get better. No, it doesn't get better. Once someone lies to you, and they what they do when they lie to you, they're basically letting you know that they don't GAF about you, that it's all about them. So for people who do that, um, they usually don't have too much luck. They really, really don't. My brother was in a situation. My brother was married only one time, but he had other relationships. Um, well, the woman that he married, they were very young. She claimed to be pregnant. This is when he was going. He joined the Navy, and they were going. They shipped him out. He went to the Mediterranean. He went to Spain. He went to the Baltic. He did that whole thing, Turkey and all that, Italy. When he was on the ship, he was sending his then wife letters asking her, send pictures, send pictures. I want to see how the baby's growing. I want to see your belly, what you look like. He never got no pictures. Well, turns out she was never pregnant. She was never pregnant. So he got hoodwinked, and he got caught up in that BS. And well, then when he came back, she ended up getting pregnant. And it just like, he used to tell me, he said, you know what, that just did such a number to me mentally. And I said, you know, I have so much empathy, like, because I'm not understanding that, because it never happened to me. But after it happened to me, you know, it made a lot of sense about things that had happened. So imagine, you're 20 years old, 21 years old, no, he wasn't even that old. He joined the service, he was only 18. Yeah, he was only 18 years old when he went into the Navy. And then he was shipped overseas when he was 19 after boot camp. Imagine, you're a young kid, you get married because that's what, you know, we're taught to do that, you know, you know, especially if, you know, your girlfriend, fiance is with child, right? Did the honorable thing. There was never no baby. There was never no baby. So when he came home and he found out, it it was a it was not good. It was not good. So imagine you're lied to that your girlfriend's pregnant. You're in the service. You're in the Navy. You're going through all that boot camp. You do all that mental stuff that they put you through. Then you're enlisted, and you go overseas. So yeah, that, let me tell you something. People that lie to other people, you'll never have any luck. Generations won't have any luck either. That's how that works. But karma swings really hard, and that thing keeps twirling. She does, absolutely. So the motto of my conversation here, this one topic here: be truthful, be honest, because you have no freaking right to be a bullshitter to someone else for your advantage. You understand? You have no right to do something like that. And for people who do stuff like that, they never have luck. They never have luck. So now I understand why my husband said I have no luck. Oh, I never have luck. I'm jinxed. I'm jinxed. I'm jinxed. Oh, I was on the other side of that. So, but other than that, do a thorough check on someone you're with, do a complete background check, find and get to know them, because their colors will shine through. Their colors will shine through. And after their colors shine through, then you have to make the decision, do you want to continue to color in that coloring book? Because it's going to be like, Alice in Wonderland going down the rabbit hole, or Rosemary's Baby, Mia Farrow, where she was lied to. She was lied to by her husband and his cohorts that he was connected with. Yep. Yeah, stay away from people who lie. Stay away from people who lie, and look for the exit. Look for the exit. And if you have to just cohab because of finances, get a legal separation. Get a legal separation. Because when things were not right here, and I had said, well, then, then you have to leave, then move. He was supposed to move, but then he didn't. A couple times he thought he was so slick. He thought he was so slick, but I knew what he was up to. He went to look at a place out in Jersey, and he was all dressed up. And I was like, yeah, you're pretty dressed up. What, do you got a date? Are you kidding me? I'm going to find an apartment. Well, it just so happened that on Facebook, I see that it was a cabal. They were just people that were shady and shady people. You know what? When now he's in heaven, he doesn't have to lie. He doesn't have to lie to anybody, right? He doesn't have to lie. And as far as what happened with the stuff with his son, that was all illegal, what occurred. But because I didn't pursue it in a timely fashion, because nothing went through the courts. When your spouse dies, you have to go through probate. So for anyone who's experienced the loss of a spouse and there are adult children, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything unless it's ordered through the courts. It's ordered through the courts. And none of that occurred. None of that occurred. But when you come from that kind of a background, you don't know any better, because it's all you see. It's all you see. You see being lied to over and over again. You see manipulation. And then that becomes part of your DNA, So be honest with people, because when you're not, you don't have no luck. You really, really don't. People think they're slick. They could be slick for a while, they could be slick for years on end. But people know. You understand? People know. So always be truthful. Always be honest. But other than that, it's a wonderful day in my neighborhood. Not Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. My neighborhood. All is well. Oh, like I said in the beginning, there's a virus out here. There's something that's out. They're not speaking on it. So protect yourself. And when you come home, when you're out in public, take peroxide and rinse out your nostrils. Do both nostrils. Because whatever you've ingested, whatever you've inhaled when you're out in public and environments, get it out of your system. And you can also rinse out your mouth with peroxide, because it's a way to clear out like germs and stuff. And if you have any wounds, if you have garlic in your house, put fresh garlic on the wound. Garlic is a natural antiseptic. It is. And it'll clear it up. The dog bit me on my finger. Both of my fingers. He got me here. He's got his baby shots. But, yeah, so the garlic. Yes, I know all these things. It's natural stuff that I know from my ancestors. My ancestors who guard and protect me. They guard and protect all of us. So for people who've been S-bags to you, your ancestral guardians have their foot on the rotten people. They have their foot on their neck. And that's how it works out. So be kind to people, be right with people. Don't be sneaky and shady. Because, well, it all comes to light. It all does come to light. But other than that, everybody, let's talk about a little bit of pop culture. I have visions, and there's a situation going on one of the reality TV shows where I had a premonition about the popo being sent to someone's home. And, well, the popo was summoned to someone's home. And I said it in a text, and, yeah, that's so crazy. Well, for people like me who have the visions and who have the third eye, we see things before they happen. We see things before they happen. Like I said, I could walk into a room and I could read the entire room and know what's going on with people. It's just for fellow psychics who are on the same spiritual realm, you would understand. For people non-believers, they don't get it. They don't get it. You know. But always go with your gut, people. Always go with your gut. Anyway, I gotta play this back. And have a great day. I'll be back. And remember, always do the right thing. Because we're all being watched. Which is absolutely not good. Oh, another thing. Anyone who's used Grok, if you've used that website, there's lawsuits. There's a current lawsuit going on. I believe all these apps, even like on your television, on your TV, that we're all being watched. We're all being monitored. We really, really are. Yep, we are. Anyway, everybody, as we're monitored, remember, do the right thing. Do the right thing. Till next time. Bye.